Lacey London stepped off the plane in her neat Navy flight attendant uniform, rolling her small suitcase behind her. The long flight from New York had left everyone tired, but the bright airport lights and the promise of a full day off made her smile. She loved layovers, a little break from the sky, a chance to rest and explore. At the same time, pilots Scott Nails and Van Wilde were walking through the terminal, still wearing their crisp captain uniforms. They had just finished the same flight, and were joking about how they always seemed to get the bumpiest routes. "I'm starving," Scott said, adjusting his cap. "Hotel, restaurant, or room service?" "Room service sounds safer," Van laughed. "Last time we went to the bar, we ended up playing darts until 2 a.m. They turned the corner toward the crew shuttle, and almost bumped right into Lacey, who was checking her phone for the hotel address. "Oh, sorry," Scott said quickly, stepping back. Lacey looked up and recognized them instantly from the cockpit announcements. "Captain Nails and Captain Wilde, right?" "Small world," Van grinned. "And you're the one who kept the cabin calm during all that shaking." "Nice to officially meet you, Lacey," she smiled. "You two handled it like pros up front. I barely had time to hand out extra pretzels." They walked toward the shuttle together, chatting easily about the flight, the terrible coffee in the galley, and how the new in-flight movie selection was actually pretty good this month. On the short ride to the hotel, Scott suggested, "We were going to order food and watch something mindless. Want to join?" "No pressure, just burgers, bad TV, and zero turbulence." Lacey hesitated for half a second, then nodded. "Honestly, that sounds perfect. I'm too tired to go anywhere fancy." 30 minutes later, the three of them were sprawled in the pilot's suite. Room service had delivered trays of burgers, fries, and milkshakes. The TV was playing an old action movie with the sound low. Lacey had kicked off her heels and tucked her legs under her on the couch. Scott sat cross-legged on the floor using the coffee table as a desk, while Van leaned back in the armchair, occasionally tossing a French fry in the air and catching it in his mouth. Halfway through the movie, Lacey laughed at a cheesy explosion scene. "Okay, but why do they always run away from things in slow motion?" "Because it looks cooler," Scott answered seriously. "Real life would just be people tripping and yelling." Van nodded. "We've seen enough real emergencies. Slow motion is definitely better on screen." They talked more about favorite cities they'd landed in, the strangest passenger requests they'd ever heard, and how Scott once accidentally locked himself out of the cockpit during a simulator session years ago. Lacey shared a story about a little girl who drew her a picture of the plane with rainbow wings, and how she still kept it folded in her flight bag. As the credits